Okay, guys, I'm just checking to see if the live is working, the audio. I got one user online. Is the audio working now? Wow. Hey, Hawaii boy, that's the best news I've heard all afternoon. I've started at 12:30, and I've just now got it working. How's the weather over there? Thanks, man. Man, I appreciate that. Is it doing the echo, the reverb? Okay, I turned down my little stereo over here, the little karaoke thing. Oh, okay. Is it normal now? Can you hear me normally? Okay, now. With good, good. That's what I wanted. Huh. Okay, great, great. That's what I want. I've got a great little microphone. I got this earlier last year, earlier this year, because I wanted something much better than my Microsoft camera. Great. This is you can't really call this a scheduled event because I started at 12:30 this afternoon. Yeah, it does. Yeah, it really does. I heard some of these guys. I had to build another computer earlier this year because my other one was like 17 years old, and I lost it, and it was not a very good one at that. It was just my backup, and I was listening to all these guys and all their tech talk about the good, what stuff works and what doesn't, and to make some decision which direction I want to go with my new computer. And I've seen some of these guys with microphones like this. I've seen them with a big hang down. They got screens around them, and uh, but every one of those guys that had some kind of a different, what kind of a different microphone, they were good and clear, and that's what I want. I've seen some vloggers come out here. Oh, a bad hair day. I've seen some vloggers come out here and they're walking around the streets and doing other stuff, and the sound didn't good. Yeah, I kept trying to get online, but I lost my computer. Something happened. I think it's inherent in the combined emails that I've had for years. My email system was getting to where when I would send a message out, it was sending two messages, and I got a lot of security alerts. I think it was because our son here got on Discord, and after he got on Discord, everything started going through the toilet. So I lost my computer again. Oh, you got yeah. Well, I had that message earlier because I had been on several times trying to make it work. But when I got on when my son used my address and got on Discord, everything started going to the toilet then, and um, So I did a fresh, clean install of Windows 10, Outlook, my email programs, and so it's been good ever since. But I think there was a issue with files that were what some might call TSR, permanent and stay resident files, that'll pop up and bite you in the butt later, and I think that's what happened. Oh, okay. You saw, I guess, a little black dot or blue dot, and you clicked on it. Okay. 4 people online, 3 people online now. Okay, great. Now I'm moving. I'm trying to get everything set. I'm not good at this. I'm new at this, and I like talking to my friends, and I don't like talking one direction and looking another. Let me try to move this camera one more time. There we go. So anytime I can look close to the camera where I think y'all are. Oh, let me pop this out. Pop out. It'll get me closer to you. There we go. Yeah, I know. I mean, I tried it. You said, for others that are watching, both of you. If I went on earlier, it might be better than 2 a.m. Like 2 a.m. in the United States. Yeah, it's a.m. in the United States now. I tried at 12:30 this afternoon. I started 4.5 hours ago, and I had starting to get quite a few people online, but I couldn't get the audio to work. I couldn't get the camera to work. Couldn't get them to both work. It's been a mess. Been a fiasco. Yeah, actually, I like to be online here for the West. I like being online earlier, like two. I don't know, um, as early as I can. But I have to wake up, and I'm babysitting. I'm in charge of taking care of children, and it's just hard. It's difficult for me to take care of everybody here and everybody's needs, and then get online and do stuff And so I'm doing the best I can. Mickey Mason from Northwest Florida. Hello, sir. I hope that last storm didn't bother you, but that one, what was it, Hurricane Michael? Went through Hollywood and up through, yeah, Hollywood, Florida. It hurt so many people. I hope you didn't suffer too bad from that. Hey, I got one thumbs up. I always like those thumbs up. And you know what? I get those thumbs downs too, and I know who they are. I get about 12 on every video, and that's okay because I know I have an idea where they come from, and if I don't get very many thumbs down, I really feel sad. I hurt because I know those trolls that are always throwing the thumbs up. They might be sick, they might be hurting, they might be ill, and I don't want that. Uh, he probably does, and he may deserve them. I don't know. I'm not going to comment. You're going to find that about me. I don't comment about other people here, other YouTubers. It's not my nature. Yeah, thank you, Mickey. Appreciate that. I will say, no, I won't say. I'm going to try to be polite. Had these other, there was another, I'll say, Philippine YouTuber, which is exonerating him a little bit, came on and said something nasty about me. Well, if you're going to be doing live stream, you need to know what you're doing. Well, of course, everybody needs to know what they're doing, but it was just another slap. He was trying to hurt me or offend me and make me talk about him, but I ain't going to do it. Yeah, you're right. And you know what happened, Hawaii boy, is I had this TSR or whatever it was that knocked out my system. I was live back on the 16th. It was right on the 16th. I think I made my last live video, the 16th of last month. And I don't know, this is the 5th of this month. And then shortly thereafter, I lost my whole computer. And I had a laptop set up, helping me with files and going back and forth. And I just built this new one in a couple months ago. Well, 6 months ago. And so it took a while. It took a while to get it fixed and everything. And then I thought, when you reload it and put you put a whole new OS operating system over on your computer. It takes a long time to figure out all of the devices because I have got maybe 100 file systems and stuff I use like Primo PDF and the lap or the camera and the software for the camera, the microphone, the software for the microphone, and so on and so forth. And to completely reset up a system that's crashed, it takes a long time. How's my store? Did you set it up? I'm not sure what you're talking about. I had no intentions of starting any kind of a store. Yeah, I've been building computers since before the internet. My son, when he's about, I don't know how old he is now. I think he's about 40. But when he was in junior high, they were starting to do computers in schools in junior high. So I took a high school. Went to college. I took a college course. Got in under the wire before they did. Just under the wire. I mean, just a month away from where they required a high school diploma to get your any kind of college course. If you didn't have your college course or high school diploma, you were not allowed in college anymore. But I got in just under that new rule before it happened, and I took computer science programs, and I wish I had my card that I made up. But then I started selling computers to. I went through the course, went through the college, and got a 3.9 on that one. And then it was building computers and selling them to other realtors because I was in real estate at the time. Uh, so I got under the wire. So I've been in computers for many, many years. All right, let me back up here a little bit. I got 5 online. How's your store? I don't have one. Seems like yeah. Can I ask how's your health these days? Oh, it's okay, Mark. Hi, Mark Jones. Welcome. It's okay. I mean, actually, it's pretty good. Much better than I was. Uh, okay, Mark. I haven't seen you live before, but I followed you very closely when you were very ill with your heart. Um, I'm doing a lot better. It took me a year. Literally, it took me a year, and that was June. June would be a year. It took me a year, but I mean, my life was so difficult after my heart surgery that I couldn't take a shower. And right now, today, I still have a very tough time taking a shower. I have to hold on to the bars. I don't have the strength. So I don't take as many as I should, but it's tough for me, very tough for me. And but before I couldn't hardly take a shower, and I couldn't hardly get out of bed. And to walk from my chair that I'm sitting in right now over to the bathroom and then back to the chair was a task. But I'm doing so much better now. I get up, bounce around the room, bounce down, well, slowly go downstairs and back up again. And the other day I went to a mall to get some food for me or something for me. And her little boy was kind of unruly, so he stayed in the bedroom. I mean, she took him to the car while I finished shopping, and I was able to walk no problems. I do have lung congestion, will always have it. Um, oh, thank you, Mark. Yeah, I was not in good shape there, and especially when I got back from the Philippine Heart Center, they put me in that. I ended up having to go to another hospital a week later, go into Lady of Mercy, and almost died from the bad medication. They were giving me the wrong medication for my pneumonia. I had pneumonia when I got back. That's when I almost died. It's taken a long time to recover. A long time. Hello, almost retired. Hey man, how are you? You're in South Korea. I thought you were in Guam. Wow. I hope you're having fun, sir. Yeah, I kind of expected you would be back in Cebu again. You're back in Cebu? I mean, you're back in Guam or Cebu? Yeah, Mark, it is a tough road, and there's been some big areas of depression. Not you guys. I don't know how long you guys know me, but I've been here for 6 years, and I jump on my motorcycle and grab a steering wheel with one hand, and I grab my camera with the other, and take off and go. And I didn't really care. I can't do that now, and I'm sorry. Going to Cebu for the holidays. Great for you. I need to get some time off too. Well, we went to Dumaguete a while back. Oh, I got some company now. Hang on, just a moment, guys. I can put you on. I got it working. That's fine. You mad?
No.
Got something on. Somebody just popped in. It's okay. I want you to say hi, Rose. Okay, she wasn't ready for. Rose isn't ready for company right now. She wasn't expecting to be online. I didn't think I'd get this. It's okay. She's not dressed right. We didn't think the computer would be working right now. Gosh, I've been working on it since 4:30. Sorry about that. Yeah, you're right, Mark. We're both lucky. All of us are lucky if we got a good one. That's for sure. We don't have our helper now, so um, it's just Rose and me and our two children and her two children. And the other month we had her mother here for about a month for a little while or a little more. And so she's having to work harder now. Her mother couldn't do much because she's 76, but she's working pretty hard now, and she's able to walk around, kind of not ready. If she's not ready for being on video, then I respect that. Yes, yeah, I praise her. I'm 67 and she's 76, and my concern about her coming here was, can she make it up these stairs okay? And every time I turned around, she was upstairs. She was cleaning these jalousie windows and dusting the floors. I mean, in the other part of the house, not this room. But she was always doing something outside, sweeping downstairs, sweeping around. But things are a little slow for her here. There's not much for her to do here. There's no family other than us. And many times the kids are all in school and she's sitting there by herself. So it's it was tough on her in a way. WAE. Hi, Mike. Good to see you're looking better. Thank you, sir. Thinking a lot better. A lot better. I gotta be. I gotta go on my visa run. Gonna be heading to Hong Kong, I think. I haven't started the actual hunt for a good deal, but I've got to be out of here by the end of November and back. And so I've got to shop around. You push in November, then you're pushing December, which is the most expensive months to be out. I mean, to go on a vacation, Christmas, holidays, they got you. The airlines will get you. Hello, sober sunsets. I got my glasses out somewhere so I could read all of this. And let me move this over a little so I can see. Hi, Michael Pierce. Thank you very much. I appreciate you coming online tonight. This is not scheduled, and this is, I think, my sixth attempt tonight to get online. And after rebuilding the computer and the software, I had to get all these microphones and everything all put together to restart it. I mean, now I can read better. And you know what? If I would wipe them with my t-shirts from Steve Bellows, who came over, I might be able to see even better. Oh, yeah. Wow. Mark Jones, can you get an SRV visa? No need to leave ever. I studied all of that 6 years ago. And yeah, there's some SRV visas. And then, there's maybe 10 or 15 visas. And then you've got the marriage visa, the 13A. There's all kinds of visas. And these programs, I'm not going to say all of them change, but a lot of things change here pretty regularly. So I don't know. I don't know, but you still have to check in once a year, and some of them require that you leave once a year somewhere. I'm not sure. I really couldn't tell you. Hey, Sober Sunsets, take care. Oh, okay. Um, so I don't know. I don't think there's anything that will give you a complete exclusion to leave, but I don't know. You'll have to see the latest um, on the the Bureau of Immigration website. Okay, there's not very many online here. I'll still continue the chat a little bit. Um, Trying to think of some updates that I can give you. One, if you guys followed me close, you've seen that we've had the American follow Steve Bellows, who had a brain aneurysm while he was here, his first visit. Well, he got here. He had a brain aneurysm. He got out of the hospital, and he headed back to America. And then he came back again. He came back to try to make paradise here, and he wasn't here. Let's maybe a month, 5 weeks, and he indicated to me that he was starting getting diabetes in his feet, and that he needed to go back to America, and he had some memory problems and couldn't stand up, couldn't remember, getting dizzy. So he's back in America again. And I got a message from him a couple of days ago that he may be coming back in January. That's wild. That's 3 times that he wants to come back and try to make it here in the Philippines. Ooh, I feel kind of strange. I don't have a lot of information to give today. I feel lost because I was trying to start at 12:30 this afternoon, and once I'd started, it just the audio wouldn't work, the microphone wouldn't work, and so I did the best I could. Yeah, Mark, you're right. I don't know what they are. I did study them before. I know that if you're a some of it has to do. Mark asked with the SRV visas, you can come and go when you want or never go away. Just pay an annual fee, no attendance required. Um, I think it's $50 a year just to check in. You have to go in from January to March, or she can do that if you authorize her paperwork. Uh, but it's but I don't know all the different levels of it. How much I could come in here at pay 15,000 and get a certain level if I had that extra to put in a Philippine bank. If I would put it in a Philippine bank, and then it goes up from there. I think up to 50,000, and then age differences. Age, I think, like in the young or mid 30s or whatever, you've got to be at a certain level on your with your age and your military to be able to get in. I haven't studied him anymore. I knew when I studied him when I was in Texas in 2013. I knew then that I didn't want and couldn't afford it, and that I would probably be doing tourist visas for the rest of my stay here. I'm not going to allow myself to get into a marriage situation just to have a 13A visa so I don't have to check in anymore. That's the wrong way to do it. You've got to make sure, to heck with the 13A visa. Got to make sure that you're content and everything's going to work with your Filipina. Yeah, Mark, and I'm not military, so I didn't have any kind of a military discount or background to get inside, and it's just the way it worked out. This something. I'm not getting any very many questions at all. We got 15 online, um, so let me try to create a little topic here. Been here with Rose. Right, Mark. You're right. Military balik buying wife helps make it very cheap. It sure does. Something I've noticed here, and we brought Rose's son here from the farm back in like April of last year, 2018. And we finished him out last year in school. We went through school this year. And what I find amazing, he's in a public school. There's no way in heck I can afford private school, private Catholic school, and all the stuff that goes along with it. But he's in public school, and his he's out of school all the time. People talk about the education levels here and stuff, and getting a high school and whatever. This is this is Saturday. Well, I think this week he only had 2 or 3 days of regular school. Uh, yeah, you're right. Almost retired. Nothing wrong with public, but it's the school system itself. I mean, somebody who says, "Oh, we're going to be out today, so we don't have enough. We don't. Just going to close." It seems like, and then he comes home at noon on a tricycle, and he said, "I'm home for the day, Dad." What? Yeah, no school, no more classes. So they don't go to school near as much as we do. Man, from what I read in truancy, uh, in America and what I experienced, I mean, I raised a young man and did quite well with him in school and everything. And man, there's truancy laws there. If you don't show up, they're going to come after you. They're sending sheriffs and everything else after you. Here, it's like, okay, well, no class today. Okay, no problem. And they're going to be out for 2 more days. And say, okay, no more problem. Teacher doesn't want to teach today. Okay, no problem. And then they've got functions. They got a lot of functions with the teachers. So when the teachers take a function, then there's no school. So he's home a lot. The 14-year-old now, he's home a lot more than what I would expect. And in the beginning, and even this year, I'd say, why don't you go by the school and make sure that he's not at the game room, skip school, or gonna go to the game room or whatever, because he did used to do that a lot, not show up or go to the game room, and it's just I really now. I mean, I appreciate the level of education in America now more than I do there. Do here because of what I see in the strictness of the attendance, but we can't compare that between the two countries. We just can't compare it. But I was definitely surprised. Oh, okay. We got a little bit more on here. Hey, Frank Rizzo. How are you, sir? I haven't talked to you in a long time, but I haven't been online very much at all. You have almost retired. You have a family with private education. They're so dysfunctional. Dysfunctional is a word that fits real well here, sir. Uh, I I live with it. I understand. It's all around. Uh, Jean Claude Ferdinand, big kisses from France. I love your style, sir. Oh, thank you, Jean Claude. I'm just me, just me. I'm not trying to be anybody else, and try to be honest and try to be square and fair. Thank you so much for that compliment. That's very nice. Quite unusual too. Well, you're right. Almost retired. They teach the kids that they're special, and you're in the Philippines. Then what? You're right. They need a little bit more push, a little bit more push, and discipline is low on the totem pole here. That's what I brought into this house, and it has created. I mean, it's working on the youngest because he's 4, and it's I say jump, he jumps. He says how high. I don't even touch him. He just respects me. The other one, not so much. You're busting your butt to send your kids in Australia, Michael Pierce. Yeah, it's expensive. I know, and then you send them to their school. Then you got to make sure that they do what they're supposed to do. Wow, almost. I have to go back to almost retired. I can't remember your first name, sir. I'm sorry. Memory, and I've got a lot of subs. I'm so sorry to see that. I had a lady friend in another relationship in the beginning that I understand that. I see that too, and those 2 kids were in a private school, and I see so much similarity, and I think the bottom line is discipline. And where is it? Where is it here? Uh, I've known. I've known some Chinese people, both in Houston and from China. They don't have, I can't see because I got some spanking discipline. They don't have loud voice discipline, but they have discipline here. And the kids are perfect. They're just so regimented. They're like they're in the military from the time they pop out of the womb to the time they get 12, 13 years old. They can do everything. Musicians, everything, anything. But it's 24 hours a day regimented discipline. No room for running around the streets or over the bridges or to the brine guys or do that. It's much different. Lots of good doctors with almost retired. Lots of good doctors with public education. Yeah, I can believe that. A lot of that has to do, again, probably bouncing back from their education, their discipline at home. Discipline at home, I believe, is what starts the seed so they can become a good doctor or CPA or an attorney, which is something I wouldn't want to be here. But yeah, it takes a good family structure and a good child, a good student to make sure that that happens. Got the little one trying to come in. Uh, Rose was in school today. She left early for school today, and so every morning, this is Saturday. Every Saturday, I take care of him. And since we lost our helper, or she let him go, she let her go. Um, Rose is working. She takes the boy to school, the older one to school, picks him up after school. She takes the little one to school, picks him up, stays there with him, and then comes back in a couple 3 hours. And then when she's gone, I'm here. My major job is babysitting. I've got one battery and one phone, and I keep these charged up. I try to keep them charged up, and that way the boy can sit there and play cartoons all day and lay in the bed back here while I can do my work here. But I take care of him many hours every day. It's quite a challenge. No, Mark, you're right. You're right. You got to have the discipline. I was a very strict dad. I was a very loving dad, but I was a very, very strict dad. And he only had like two or three whippings, maybe more, but not much more. His last one was at 13 when there was a huge violation in family policy, and never had another one since. And um, but I did it because I loved him, and he knows that. He knows that. So things were good. She's back now.
Yeah.
Okay, we're a little better prepared for you.
I have to go somewhere. Hello.
We're a little more prepared for you now on all the. Listen, can you come over here?
Yeah, I am back now.
Kiss me on my cheek. Where are you going?
Buy something there.
You
For
gonna buy me
dinner.
something?
I have to buy something for dinner.
She's gonna buy me something. I don't know what it is.
Dinner.
Probably not dinner because I got macaroni and cheese under the table. And no, it's not real cheese.
Eh.
Oh boy. You remember that little guy that would spin around when he comes in a room? The cartoons. Goes around fast and fast and fast. I can't remember his name, but that's him. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, the Tasmanian devil. You got it there, Mark. But he's a good one. He's a good one. You know, one thing about it, I was the other day. The oldest one was laying in the bed. He comes up in here at night, and we watch Netflix. My good friend Steve Coudvet paid for a Netflix subscription for us, so we can watch it. And I normally reserve that for the evenings when we're all winding down. I get through with the computer, and he um, this little one needed to go to bed, and he wasn't listening to his mama. And I said, Awaje, go to bed. He jumped up out of bed and followed her, grabbed a hold of her hand, followed her into the bedroom in the other room because I sleep in the other room. And the older one said, oh, he's scared of you. I says, no, he's not. He loves me. He respects me because he does what he's supposed to, and I treat him right. So it makes a difference how you treat him. That's for sure. Okay. Bye-bye. Are you leaving him here with me?
If I can.
Yeah, we'll give him the babysitter.
Okay, so he's not gonna go with me.
There we go.
He's walking.
You need any more medicine?
Yeah, I have to buy now his medicine also.
This little one's get sick quite a bit, so we got to get him some more meds. Always lungs and congestion and whatever. And thank goodness I don't live in Bacolod. I mean in Cebu or Manila because it's very smoky there. You need some money? Okay. 21. We're talking family stuff here. I'm surprised and I'm happy for that. 21 online. I mean. Anybody got any questions that just want to fire off?
Bye. I have to go now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they can see you there. I just lay here. Let me move that over. There you go.
Okay. Nobody likes me. So I'm leaving.
I had to move this tab over so she could see herself in the monitor. Eric the Monster, good evening from Lapu Lapu. Yeah, it's smoky there. You know, when I came up, I toured the Visayas for a few years. And when I got to Cebu, came in from Karkar area, and then at one town you turn up. Then when I got into Cebu, it started to come up from the south, past the mall. I guess that's Talisay City. Then I started breathing it in, and I started to get sick. And by the time I got to E Mall, I was sick. And I turned left on Osmena Boulevard to find my hotel, and I just couldn't hardly breathe. I hope I don't ever have to go back for it.
Hi.
Hi. Thank you, John Claude. Appreciate that. Did I get a WV Dave? Did I get a replacement for Magic Jack? No. I've got the one I bought 6 years ago that I used in Texas, and I put it in my suitcase and brought it with me. And I got one more that's brand new. Haven't used it yet, so I do have a backup. It's working. Seems to be working okay. Back. Okay, we're starting to get a few more online. I'm proud of that. Catch up there. Let me say Hello, Jim Jimmy, my longtime buddy and friend. Thank you so much. Hi, how are you doing, sir? And then let me back up another message or two here. Who is my favorite Philippine blogger? That's a very, very, very tough question. I'm at a different age level than a lot of these other guys. One person I wish and hope that I could ever emulate would be Bud Brown. He is one of the coolest and nicest guys I've ever met in my life. Um, it's just really hard to say. There's a lot of good people here. There are a lot of good vloggers here, and I am certainly not going to tell you the ones I don't like. Um, I wouldn't be kind about how I said that either. Yeah, it's smoky there, and even Eric the Monster. Good evening. It's smoky here. Even after the jeepneys shut down and slow down, if you're looking up and down Osmana Boulevard at night, there's still a haze over the whole road because I've got the nice high pressure sodium lights up there in the yellow. You can see it. It's a blanket. It just sits there and it's like a constant smog. And then when the winds pick up, the trade winds pick up from the oceans in the morning, it tends to try to blow it off, but the jeepneys are coming back in with so much pollution that it never clears up, never gets a chance. Yeah, John Claude, thank you. She is beautiful, and I've taken good care of her for 2.5 years. I do the best I can with the challenges presented to me. And let me leave it at that. Jack Flowers asked, would it be expensive to have a full-time caregiver, nurse for elderly family member in the Philippines? Um, Legally, if you were to hire one that's not really professionally trained, if you get one professionally trained, she's going to demand more money. She might get 10, 15,000 a month, maybe 20,000 a month pesos divided by 51 plus expenses. And if you hire a helper, it costs you about 4,000 pesos a month, plus you pay all of her social security, her medical. It's you pay 4,000 salary and another 3,000 in other fees. Recently, Rose has indicated that she's now my caregiver, and um, whatever. I won't even say anything. Want to relocate to Philippines but need to bring family member. Why? Jack, let me. Oh, Jack, you're saying you need to relocate here. You want to relocate here, but you need to bring a family member to take care of you, take care of her or you. Um, you can find probably, what you would be. That's a very good question, and I like that. What he's asking, would it be expensive to have a full time, caregiver here? What might be a problem is if you bring somebody from America to take care of her, or somebody, because they don't know the Philippine culture, they don't know the right foods, they don't know where to go, how to negotiate. If you can find somebody quality, then you need to, instead of bringing your family here, somebody that you would have to retrain in an entire culture, the best thing would be to bring, to hire a licensed nurse staff here, healthcare worker here, and she doesn't have to be there all the time. He or she doesn't have to be there all the time. She can just come and go, and then that way you don't have to worry about trying to take care of keeping your American party or your family, whoever you bring here, happy because, be honest with you, this Philippines lifestyle is not for everybody. But within a month or a week or a day, they may say, "Hey, look, I got to go, buddy. Send me back home." It's this is a difficult country. You've got to learn how to adjust to it. Hello, African American life in the Philippines. Hello, Mike, and you all. Thank you so much, sir. How are you? Family member needs care. I'm healthy. Well, that's the best route because if you've got your family here, American family here, they're not going to particularly care. Probably won't care for the food here. The Philippine people eat very, very inexpensively, according to our standards. For me to eat here what I want, I don't eat very well. But if I was to eat a breakfast, a lunch, and a dinner, it's $15 maybe US converted. So I eat very marginally, and the and if you've got a helper that can come in here and help out, unless you are unless I don't know how to say it. If you can't help her, if you're going to be gone and out on the road, and you need somebody here full time to help her, or whoever it is, then you have to balance that. Can a Filipino learn how to present the foods you want them to eat? So it's kind of there's a lot to think about when you do that. Eric, in what part of the Philippines? Right now, I'm in Bacolod City. Thank you, African American in the Philippines. I feel much better than I did before. Much different. I was almost dead a year ago, and it's been a slow recovery. Thank you. Um, Mikey, are you happy? I'm happy I'm alive. Yes, very much. Oh, okay. Bacolod, I was there a couple of weeks ago. Okay. I guess you're in Eric the Monster. Are you living in Lapu-Lapu and you just traveling through, or what's the gig? Oh, okay. I met a very nice guy, very very nice biker. Eric the Monster says he lives in Lapu-Lapu, and I was on a one of the many 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 railroads and barges I've taken and traveled through the islands. And this guy was so cool. He owns in Lapu-Lapu. Uh, he owns a hotel, a motorcycle shop, motorcycle club, swimming pool, motorcycle storage, and a motorcycle rental. Plus, they do motorcycle customizing. They bring these big bikes in from all around the world and bring them down to his place, and they park them there, and they go on cruises, and they get 15, 20 bikes, 30 bikes at a time, and they cruise all around. I mean, all the way through Leyte, Manila, down south, through Iloilo, all the way down to Mindanao, Zamboanga, complete circle, make the loop, and go back to Cebu. It's incredible. But he was a super nice guy, and I didn't get where he was at, but if I was in Lapu Lapu and I asked a few questions, I'm sure I could find him again. So if you're anywhere interested in meeting him, just start asking around. I think he's down near that Gasano Grande in Lapu-Lapu. He's down in that area. Almost retired. You say I stay in by Bayswater, Soma. I don't know where that's at. Oh, okay. We have outsiders, Mike MC guys, great guys. Okay, that may be the guys. I don't know. They were just the whole bunch was great. I also met uh, a Vespa. I met a Vespa group in Cebu out near the SM mall that wasn't even open yet, and they were all a bunch of great guys. I made videos about them. They're in my. If you go back through my files, my Cebu files, you'll find them. They were just great. You know, a lot of fine people here, and I really love them. Eric the Monster, Asian Night. Are you talking about Michael from MB Tavern? I'm not sure if you're addressing that to me. I'm not sure who that is either. You okay. You're talking to somebody else. Okay. Basewater is in Marignan. Okay, I'm not familiar with that. I've been all over Lapu Lapu. I mean, I toured a lot of the hotels on the waterfront there, and um, the little town. I don't have my map, but the little town out there on the east, on the southeast side. Been all over it, and then I was also over there at the blimp. There was a big balloon over there, big blimp. They wanted $50 an hour, U.S. dollars to fly it. It was just, I didn't have anybody with me. No, I wasn't touring with a partner. I was alone. I couldn't see, and I didn't really have $50 to go up in a balloon and come back down again. So I didn't make that tour. Well, I'm so proud I got this audio working again. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, MB Garden Inn. Recommend if anybody needs Eric the Monster said, yeah, MB Garden recommended if you need an affordable hotel here in Mactan. Yeah, I tell you, Eric, I found that Mactan is so difficult to go to. Mactan Island, you got the two bridges. I've actually got motorcycle videos of me driving the bike. I hold my camera going both directions over that causeway, and I spent some time down there, and that is such high traffic. It's so difficult to do that. To drive there, and I was scheduled to meet a lady, and I said I'll be there in about an hour, and I says it could be a little longer depending on the traffic, and I got there an hour and 10, an hour 15 minutes later, and it was in Cordova. Yeah, that's the town I was trying to think of, and it's just so difficult. I mean, I just like 3 miles over the bridge, but the traffic just starting to stop. And I was on a motorcycle, and I took all the shortcuts I could take. So that would be a tough place for me to live. How is the optometrist? Okay, almost retired. Asked me how's the optometrist doing. That just left. He is. You're talking about William. Man, he's a nice guy. He is right now in Guam. he flew to Guam. I'm not sure if it's the prices or whatever, but he flew to Guam. He originally was going to go to Hawaii and get some neck work done and muscle work done, but he opted to choose Guam, and he's doing pretty good, I think. I haven't asked him about his financial situation, but he's got to come up with that $8,000 to settle the courts, and uh, it's nothing that he's in arrears of. He's been faithful in making his payments, and I gave him some names. I gave him some good suggestions, and even went to Memphis information and pulled out a lot of Memphis information for him to get Young Lawyers Association and get some of these guys to go to work for him to help him. I've used Young Lawyers Association in America. They did me well. I had an outstanding case that I was trying to file a lawsuit against my neighbor. Had a giant oak tree hanging over my house, giant, and it was right next to my house on his side of the fence. And he was pouring concrete on the bottom of the base of that tree and killing it, and it was dying. And it's huge. I mean, this is a huge oak tree, and every time I turn around, there's another limb coming through my roof. Next thing would have been a house. And I had an attorney that I'd befriended back when I was 20 years before. I was 18. I did some carpentry for him in his condo, and we remained friends. And he helped me out on a couple occasions. And he charged me $75 a letter. Wasn't doing anything. Didn't care. He just was making money off his letters. And the Young Lawyers Association came back and said, "Oh man, there's nothing you can do, sir. That's the way the rules are. The laws are." So there's some other people that can help. You can't rely on one thing. So that's what he was doing. I'm not sure how he's pursuing it. We haven't talked about it since. He seems to be upbeat and doing okay, and that's a good thing. He'll be back soon. He loves his new family, and he'll be back soon. Okay, well, it's an hour and 2 minutes, and this is very, very unexpected, and this is certainly at the wrong time. It's 6 o'clock now, Philippine time, and I'm sure it's like 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning in America in the West. So I'm going to go ahead and close this one out today, and I want to thank all of y'all and everybody that's participated to come online today to say hello and do a shout out with me. It's great. I appreciate that. I would imagine once the bridge from Bohol is built to connect to Mactan, the traffic will be horrible. Yeah, it's all going to get horrible. It's all going to be horrible. Guimaras is going to be a mess. I think Guimaras is going to be the first one that they're going to do between Dumangas. No, it's actually around Dumangas, or Dumangas and Guimaras is going to meet. I think that section of the bridge is going to be first. Then they'll jump over, and I think Bohol will be last. So that's going to be a long time away. All right, almost retired Mark Jones, Klaus Moeller. Oh, Klaus Moeller. Let me hang on just for a few minutes for you, sir. Guys, these guys, I've had a lot of these friends for years, and especially Klaus. He's been there since before Jesus, I think. He's been with me that long. He's a great guy. He's really helped. African American life in the Philippines. Okay, thank you. Be well, Mike. I will. Hi, Clark Anderson. Clark Anderson, the recognized and outstanding heart surgeon. Well, Klaus and Clark, I mean, I really hadn't expected to get online right now. Earlier, I had been fighting all afternoon. My computer crashed about 3 weeks ago, and it's been a new Windows 10, new this, new everything to go it up. I had some hidden problems in my mail, and it's been a nightmare. So I just now got everything back on, and today was this is my number six time I've tried to get online today, getting the microphone working, camera working. It's been tough. Almost retired. Okay, Mikey, be careful with older Filipinos in your house. Yeah, I'm on top of that. Thank you very much. I understand what you're saying too. Okay, good night, all. Thanks a lot.